this time around? I hope so. I mean, Rose is good on the Akali.
Yeah. Well, Rose is great on the Akali. It doesn't seem like it's really a huge priority for them at this point. I'm not certain why that is, but it just seems like, you know, Jingdong Gaming, or sorry, for Trace Esports, they kind of want to play a little bit standard. They want to be subscribed to that AD meta that we are kind of seeing lately. So, you know, whether or not that's for the better, I can't tell you at the moment. But, you know, Trace Esports, they really have to pull something off, something different off, because right now, it's the same composition for Jingdong Gaming. He is back once again on that Aatrox. But this could be the Kai'Sa for Jaja.
Yeah, earlier we have seen Trace Esports pick up the Corki and their second champion pick, and then pick up the Jhin as well. I think the Kai'Sa is a good adaptation. I think this champion is just so good, especially early game stability into late game scaling. You have the damage, you have the shred, you have the burst as well. It's a complete package here for the Kai'Sa. And this champion hasn't been you know, toned down just yet, because we're still, I mean, we are on patch 4.2a already, so there is a little bit of nerfs that happened already in some of the marksmen. And Vi, I think, is going to be a key factor here for Trace Esports, because Weiba is known for enabling his allies all the time. Alongside with that, with the Nautilus and Vi, I think there's a big chance for them now to suppress once as an Aatrox and take him down early in the fight.
There is a pretty decent chance of that happening, but at this point, you know, like, for Trace Esports, they have to play pretty much perfectly. They have to keep the protection on Jaja. They have to make sure that the Nautilus and the Vi can be in front of that Kai'Sa, and that, you know, Jaja won't be locked down by the scary CC composition of Jingdong Gaming. And with Jingdong Gaming, you know, if it works,
it works.
Why do you gotta fix it? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So they are going to be going with basically the same composition that they had in the last game.
Yeah, they just need to change one champion, right? Because if Fiora has been taken out. Good adaptation that Trace Esports removed the Corki, but I think it's pretty much redundant, since Feibai is very good on the Zeri as well, and it's very much anticipated already, or easy to anticipate that he will pick it up again. Gwendo gonna be locked in here. Double, triple scaling here for JDG. I would say this is scary, but it's JDG. I think they can still serve their purpose, similar to game number 1. Sandy this time around has a bigger responsibility, because it's the same matchup, but this time it's a Gwen that he's using. Yes, you can shred the Garen as well, especially in the late game, but Gwen is specifically so weak in the early game that Trace Esports with the Vi can actually bully him.
Yeah, so do you think this is the way that Trace Esports can win this? Is that the exploit that they're going to be using? Because that seems like a very difficult, I say difficult, but it's really more unlikely way for them to, you know, get this win by just bullying one person, by just bullying, you know, Feibai and by bullying Sani in the top lane in the early game. But, you know, he will know how to play safe.
It's just so good, right? Sani, we have seen a lot of times that Trace Esports try to gank him. The only reason why, though, that he was able to easily maneuver out of harm's way is because Trace Esports lacked crowd control at that time. This time, they have a lot. They have the Vi, they have the Vault Breaker, they have the Cease and Desist, they have the possible follow-up as well from Rose, because this time around it's no longer using the Corki. He has the Killer Instinct from the Kai'Sa.
Yeah, but already level 1, the exhauster coming in. Doki just ran in front of Rose and headbutted him away. Feibai needed to use the flash to get out of there because he was a little bit afraid of Talk. Now, a lot of level 1 tomfoolery happening right now as compared to the last game where there really wasn't all too much. So, a very interesting start, if if I say so myself.
Yeah, the only thing that lacked there for JDG is the other members following up. This time, Tak is going to be interrupted by Doki as well. He was like, I know your plan this time. No more interruptions, no more taking up the wolves. Jaja, though, is so low.
Yeah, he's incredibly low. I wonder how this could be good for them, because you know this is a little bit of a losing lane for Sani because he is in a melee matchup, but with Doki there to protect him, Taka and Jaja are not going to be aggressing all too hard. Weibo though with the Vault Breaker flash, Faye Bai is going to get first blooded. Rose will take that kill and say thank you to Weibo.
Yeah, I mean, this is something that we have been looking forward to seeing on Weber, right? You have to make the plays, and now he did. Now this is the perfect start that we have known Trace Esports for.
Yep,
Oh,
perfect start. They will be okay. This is looking a little bit dicey for Jingdong Gaming, but of course, if they're able to hold on and scale up and let Once really do his thing as well, I do love that Weibo is being a lot more proactive. Let's check that out again, because that was a beautiful Vault Breaker flash.
Bang! The punch, the double punch into that one auto attack. Another round. This time Weibo picks up the kill.
Yeah, and that is just the vibe that we really needed. And I love that Debonair skin as well. Very, very classy. That is the Weibo that we were really familiar with. And I'm glad to see that he's back in top 4, because this is when Trace Esports needs him the most, during the playoffs.
And this is the point wherein JDG is at their weakest, right? Early game, with a triple scaling composition, they can't really do anything this time. And it's so hard for Sani to actually stabilize his lane, because you have now so much crowd control and burst potential from Trade Esports on the top and jungle quadrant of the map. So right now he needs to really be, stepping forward against Lee Sao, because anytime that he does that, he will be at his threat with Weibo going in again.
Yeah, and a threat he will be. And I mean, at this point, with Weibo already being a menace, Once has yet to really impact the map as much. He's just been pretty much power farming, trying to get to his ultimate. He is at level 6 right now, but with a couple minutes left before the objective spawn, he has maybe an opportunity and a half to take and to really match the sort of pressure that Wave is providing for Trace Esports.
And right now we're seeing things stabilize for a little bit, a much more slower pace. Rose transition into the top lane. Meanwhile, our Dragon Laners are in the mid. Top.
Oh, there's a cease and desist onto Sani. Will he be able to survive versus 2? He looks like he is actually fighting back. Looks like he's actually winning with Lee Sao and Weibo. Snip step is going to be really, really good for Sani. So, yeah, a little bit of a botched gank there, but at least Weibo is still applying pressure.
Yeah, because if you leave any space for the Gwen to not be suppressed, then he can start, stacking up his snips and then just shred down the members here of Trace Esports. You need one more suppressant. You need Tak to actually be there as well. That's one of the reasons why they were able to pick up the kill into the top lane against Sani a while ago, because he was there as well. If they can have that kind of setup against Sani, maybe they can bully him even more. But right now, he's perfectly fine. The matchup as well is well suited for him. There's nothing that Lee Sao can do except for clearing up the ways, but also he needs to be very careful because Once can also gank there.
Yeah, as we do have to be very, very mindful of where Once is on the map. Looks like he is towards that bottom lane with less than 30 seconds left on the objective spots. The junglers are going to be going back. Let's see where they decide to go, because Jingdong Gaming, they did prioritize that Rift Herald first in the first game, but it does seem like Rose already has a vision priority there, so I want to see how this goes, man. I want to see where they go from here.
Definitely, we can expect that Trace Esports would want to accelerate this game even faster, right?
Yeah.
But they need to also stop the scaling here of JDG. It's going to be complicated trying to get double objectives, because right now, their team needs to group up in order for them to even get some sort of kill, because they also have some scaling champions like Rose. But right now, they're starting the RH. And on the other side, we see JDG starting the Dragon.
Yeah, but they are going to be starting this. Oh my god, the Chain of Corruption misses. Dogi has to get out of there. Unfortunately, Juju was not able to get a good ultimate there. The Rift Herald will be taken. Now Weibo has a lot of time to scooch over to that Dragon and just really threaten that as well. So a very, very difficult decision will have to be made here for either one of these teams. Is
Yep.
Looks like Trace Esports, they are just going to bully Jingdong Gaming away from that dragon. JDG maybe looking for a re-engage here with Doki. Headbutt will rise onto 2. They are going to jump onto Lee Sam. The Garen is down. Now they are going to go on to the Vi. The exhaust has been taken onto Weiba, and Weiba gets sniped out. The Piercing Arrow will take his life. And now the rest of Trace Esports members are on the back foot. The headbutt right back onto Rose, but Rose is able to melt down the cow into butter, into a well-done steak. And that is still going to be the dragon for JDG.
A congratulations steak. I would say 2-for-1 trade for JDG is definitely worth it. Plus a dragon, right? So they're able to equalize, maybe even get more value out of it. But Sandy?
Oh,
one more?
Sadius, one more auto attack. No! Where's the Predator missile? He's not even gonna attempt. No, unfortunate.
Unfortunate. So again, that is very much better here for JDG now that they have acquired an Infernal Dragon of all things, right? So that is going to be benefiting them for the next upcoming fights as well. Now that they can just easily stack the dragons, especially with the proper setup. I think the main reason why Trace Esports lost here is because the setup is not for them. They didn't have the culling first initiated. It was a little bit late, and Weibo was already chunked down low, just trying to get onto Juju after being set up there by Doki. I think Doki had so much impact here in this fight as well. He died at the very end, but it was the necessary sacrifice for JDG to win the fight and also get the dragon.
Yeah, it was his engage that really made that fight go into Jingdong Gaming's favor, and then they were able to get that dragon off of that. Take a life of Weiba, and and the top laner too. So there is a lot to be said about the effectiveness of that Alistar, but he was just a little bit too, I would say, ambitious when trying to go for Rose at the very end there. So yeah, I love the ambition, but the team was not ready to respond. So maybe a little bit of a communication error.
I mean, it can still be improved, right? And I think they can still work around it as the game progresses. Now they're leading 2,000, which is good because Rose is starting to scale up now on his second item as well. So he has the Catch and Rain and the Supercharge upgraded already. With the Invisible, he will be able to kite out more effectively against JDG. They just need to be extra careful. Look at the damage there onto Doki. Man, he's chunked down half, and Trace Esports, they want more.
Are they really going to fight over this blue buff? It looks like they will, as Weiba already in the back, already going for the cease and desist, but it is going to be a kill immediately onto once. He wasn't even able to survive for all too long. That World Ender did not do him any favors. Now, here is the curtain call. Who's going to call the curtains right now? Jingdong Gaming just dodging out on all of those shots, though. So Trace Esports with a humongous lead right now, 4,500 at just before 9 minutes. Doki trying his best to get something going here, but Talk trying to go for the dredge line. He will miss. He will Spider-Man though, and Doki maybe looking for the no! Yes, he will. He flashes and then pulverizes into 2, but Rose was able to kill her instant, get out of there. Talk is going to sacrifice his life. 1 for 1. The supports are gone, but Fei and Juju trying to run down Rose, and Fei by all flashes are piercing. The sniper Legolas is Juju right now. What a big snipe onto Rose.
Yeah, it was basically a hawk shot right there. Once is here as well.
Oh god, once now he may be in a lot of trouble, but that Chain of Corruption saved his absolute life. Not for long though, because Jaja is going to finish him off. A little bit unfortunate there, but that is all she wrote for that engage. A lot happened, but it was still Jingdong Gaming turning the tides a little bit.
Yeah, now they are able to pick up a tower as well here into the bottom lane. Tak is a little bit late in defending it. Even if he was there early, I don't think he will be able to successfully defend. Let's check out that replay again, because it started off really well for Trace Esports. They got the tower taken out. They were attempting to take down Doki, but with the dredge line connecting onto the terrain instead, that allowed Doki to get the reset 2-man knock-up. They tried to sustain and stall things out, with Tak being the sacrificial, astronaut. But with Rose not really having the best movement speed, Feibai and Juju was still able to get him in the very end. Once as well, hunting them down allowed more kills here for JDG.
That was absolutely huge for Jingdong Gaming. It's still a pretty significant lead that Trace Esports have, but slowly JDG are catching up in terms of kills. Then now all they have to do is catch up in terms of the rest of the map. So if that's something that they can do here, then they still can keep their scaling composition and stall it out until the later phase of the game. where they can pretty much take the fight to Trace eSports when they want. They just need to be very careful of locking down Rose.
Be very careful, establish control, maybe start this dragon up already. But they need the setup as well. Jaja has to use the curtain call right now to slow things down for JDG. I think they can still get this. JDG will give it up.
But Doki will be the tip of the spear here. He's going to bring Talk backwards, but that Machine Justice is going to land onto his head. Will he burn down? Yes, he will. It's Rose who takes that kill. Now it's a 4 versus 5. There's a curtain call as well. The stasis will be saving way before now, and the curtain call will dissuade JDG from actually aggressing for the rest of that. They will sacrifice their support, but the rest of them are still healthy enough to go for a push here in the mid lane.
But that was very efficient. But that was a good call here for Trace eSports. They got the kill and the dragon as well, equalizing the stacks here of JDG. I don't think they should be looking for more, as they have waves actually establishing control on the side lanes. Maybe they can go for a reset, maybe catch those waves as well, and just prepare for the Baron, because they have a 5.5k gold lead now. I think this is enough for them to quickly take this Baron up and allow them to get more leverage against JDG. I think if they can do the same strategy they did on the previous dragon, maybe they can take this Baron for free.
That is a big maybe, but that's kind of what they're banking on, man. A free Baron would do wonders here for Trace eSports, who already have the vision established there. They have so much river dominance. It is a little bit insane. Once is, you know, he has a couple of kills, but he's not really being as impactful as, you know, Weiba right now, even though Weiba is 125. He has been the one setting up plays. But speaking of setting up plays, Doki looking to set up one onto Talk right now. He's very, very resistant to any sort of damage as he pops his ult. But once it wears off, Doki will have to be a little bit more careful about stepping in the face of Trace eSports.
Yeah, they don't have the tankiness of the Alistar anymore, so lots of hesitation now in going in, because if the Scout dies, if the Alistar dies, then it's going to be very much detrimental here for JDG. Now this is opportunity again for Trace eSports to maybe bait them out, because they have no vision in this topside river. Every time they check, that is an opportunity for Trace eSports to get Doki.
Yeah, now Doki though, oh man, he is being a little bit too aggressive, I would say. I do love the ambition, but you know what they say, without execution, ambition is a fool's errand. So the rest of the team, they have to follow up a lot better on those plays by Doki, but it's really difficult when it is just basically Taku he's trying to aggress upon. Weiba though, maybe looking for a vault breaker over the wall. Not quite going for it yet, but yeah, this is still going to be the way forward. JDG going to regroup in the mid lane while Weiba starts up the Baron. Can he actually solo this? He does look like he's giving it the college try, yeah.
They have the traps of the Jhin as well, so this can slow down JDG. They realize that maybe they are starting the Baron. It is 5k already, very, very low, and this is one of the reasons why fast Baron takes are possible here in Wild Rift, because the Baron is very squishy when it's just respawned. And now, JDG, they want to constantly check.
Oh, there's a death charge onto Juju, but he is a little bit too far for them to go for it, but at least that was the Baron stopped out for Trace eSports. Ding Dong Gaming doing their best to stall this game out, because they know that is the way forward. They need to scale up. They need to get to their item breakpoints. They need that Zeri and that Varus to become relevant in these fights without being immediately jumped on.
And now they can just go for a reset, right? Because they have took so much time pressuring on the topside river that allowed JDG to have their waves crash on their towers as well on the side lane. So now that is opportunity for them to get the tower into the top lane. The tower in the bot lane almost got taken out as well by the huge wave. Fortunately, Lisa was able to take it down, or take the wave down. So now they're just trying to establish again the same wave management that they had prior to the Baron attempt of Trace eSports, with the gold still stuck at 6k. I think this is still good for Trace eSports. Now that Riftmaker has been picked up by Rose, that is all his abilities enhanced, upgraded, and can easily just maneuver on the team fight as well. As long as they get the stacks on once, I think they can just easily burst them down. Especially, I mean, Kai'Sa and Jhin has a perfect synergy as well, similar to like the Corki and the Jhin.
Quirky Jhin that comes out on top, but you know, Kai'Sa Jhin making a really good case for With Jingdong Gaming, they are just going to be grouping up in mid. Trace eSports going to be coming in from the right side.
Oh.
It's Doki who tries to go for it. But there is a very, very long cease and desist, and all the stasis are going to be popping. Feibai still very much alive, but a little bit low.
Oh, they got
Somebody
him!
who's not alive, though, that is once. He gets the Mashin just as the sword drops onto his head, just like Damocles. But now, Trace eSports, they take that 1 kill and they get out of there.
Now they can actually take maybe the Dragon or even the Baron, because once it's dead, this is opportunity again here for Trace eSports. And the reason why they were able to take down once perfectly there is because, you know, the AP Kaisa, just a few auto attacks into the Void Seeker will allow you to get the big chunk of the HP of that Atro and then drop the sword. Now, can they actually steal? They're gonna try. Oh, Juju doesn't have the arrow anymore.
Oh, there's exchange of corruption. Oh, I thought it was a steal. No, it's just the Jin securing with a 4th shot. Jaja. That wasn't even the 4th shot. That was the 3rd shot, even.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't even use the 4th shot. So,
Crit Jin.
You know, big props.
Yeah, just doing wonders, right? This is why Jin is just so good right now in the field of Wild Rift. Even in my games, we always experience, you know, the big damage coming in from the Jin, and now with the same damage required to take the Baron, now they're able to take the 2nd Dragon as well. This is looking very clean now and really good for Trace eSports. JDG is definitely having a hard time. They're trying their very best, especially working around Sunny and once, but simply not allowed just yet here by Trace eSports.
Yeah, it is looking a little bleak, if I'm not gonna lie, on the side of JDG, because Trace eSports are just so dominant right now. Weiba is actually the richest member. They will be taking at that. Inhibit the turret down. JDG now once again funneled into their base. There's a curtain call to start this siege off. 1, 2, 3, and 4. The 4th shot misses. Unfortunate, but that will give them the space they need to take out that mid inhib, and this is looking like this could be the first blue side win we've seen in the playoffs.
It's looking like that, right? 7,000 gold lead and a half as well. Very similar to how JDG established control in game number 1. But this time, it's switched off. Blue side priority now for Trace eSports, definitely redeeming their game number 1 performance. Especially with this Vipic and Kaisa into the mid lane. Now, Elder Dragon is up. This is still opportunity for JDG. If they can take this, they can easily win a team fight.
Yeah, and JDG, they are a little bit slow on it. Talk is the one who gets engaged, but there's the Vault Breaker, the cease and desist. But he's in stasis. Will once be able to save it? No, he won't. As it goes to the side of Trace eSports, Doki goes down as well. Feibai gets eliminated, and now it's just Juju. He's gonna get hunted down. The Flash will not save you. The Predator missile will secure that kill and execute him. That's an ace. Very, very clean from Trace eSports, and they should be winning the game off of that.
Clean as it gets. Trace eSports redeem their game number 1 performance in 18 minutes and 47 seconds. They win game number 2 as well. And this is the necessary adjustment that we have asked them from game number 1. They made it and executed it perfectly as well against JDG.